It's like that awkward pause. Good
I
morning,
know.
everybody.
You want to smile. You can't talk. You're not sure if like the live thing's gonna catch you mid-sentence. You just gotta stop and just
Oh.
that's all. You just smile. Smile until you see the red. Anyways.
My face is like beet red. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Oh my
Oh,
goodness, it's a new week. It's mid-November already. Like I
we're
don't
finally
even,
getting snow.
I know. But you know what? It's supposed to be like +7 here on Friday or +10 or something like that. So I highly doubt it's gonna stay.
No,
Still nice to see it though. That nice white layer just makes everything seem so fresh and clean and just fresh.
I know. I agree. I cannot agree more. And actually, we're pretty blessed to be mid-November and just starting to get snow.
Mhm.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we've been teased with it a few times, but
Yeah.
nothing,
And
it
my
hasn't.
heat,
Yeah,
my heat's still down, so my bills are still going to be down a little bit.
that's good.
Yeah, right?
That's always a
Bonus.
bonus going into
All
the
that.
Christmas season.
Yeah, I was going to say all that extra budget for Christmas season. Yeah. Don't worry, kids. We didn't have to pay the heat bill this month. You get an extra present. just,
Uh, this
just
year, our
kidding.
family's doing something really fun for Christmas. We're not really doing presents. We're just going to play games and have prizes. So it's going to be,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
Mm.
it because I was talking to my daughter and my daughter in law. I was like, I'm just over the presents because we already
Mhm.
have stuff. And if we want something, we just go buy it. So
Yeah.
we don't need more stuff. Let's just have fun.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
We have we're just doing so we're redoing my kids are awake and probably listening, so I gotta be careful. But we're just redoing the kids' rooms and then everything that they get for Christmas has something to do. They like the smaller ones have a couple of toys,
Mhm.
but for the most part they have like new lights and new furniture for their rooms and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited.
That is
But
exciting.
yeah, the same thing, right? They anything they want, we just go get or they go buy with their own money and it's just
Mhm.
like I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we might have some family coming in to stay with us for Christmas and New Year's. And so
Nice.
same thing. We're gonna do games and just get together and matching pajamas, of course.
My
But
daughter
nothing
does
too
that all the
crazy.
time, but we've never really done that.
Oh
Like,
man.
but my daughter and her family do.
Getting harder now that the kids have moved out or are moving out, right? Now I'm like, so here's my dilemma. Okay, okay, you people out there watching us, I need your help. So, okay, I'm probably overthinking this. Jennifer, you have one child at home and one child not at home, although you're doing things differently this year. But my thing was, do I buy them gifts still? Do I buy them gifts for their house? Do I buy their spouses gifts? Do I buy them couples gifts? Do I give them their Christmas Eve boxes? Do they have matching pajamas with us? Like, I have all these things going through my mind now that we have our first Christmas with one child moved out and one on the verge of moving out. I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you Christmas when your kids move out? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know
I
why,
feel
but
that.
it's a thing in my mind right
I
now.
I feel that, and that's why I let my daughter and her family do their thing. My stepson
Yeah.
and his girlfriend, they do their thing, and we do our thing. But we all come together and have our thing
Yeah.
under our home. So what happens, like our tradition in our home stays the same. So
Yeah.
when our adult children and their families come home, we still like that's the thing. We've always bought something for our children and then their spouses and then of course the
Mhm.
kids because that's what it's all about. It's about the kids. But this
Yeah.
year I was like, we all have so much stuff. Let's just play a game. So we're gonna play adult games with for prizes, children's games for prizes. We all have like each of us we have an allotted amount to go out and just buy random things within that monetary amount for prizes for the games.
I'm coming to your house for Christmas.
And then as a
What wait, wait,
group,
wait, wait. What is in the adult prizes?
well,
Maybe
that
I will show up.
it could be anything, really.
Uh, no,
But
that
then
sounds
also
fun.
too, as a collaboration, we're gonna do it's just a gift exchange. It's like either a
Mm,
homemade or a used item from your home. So something that, you know, you have lingering around the house that you don't use anymore, or maybe even, or you want to make something, but
Yeah.
with it being in mind that it could be either an adult or a child receiving it, or a male or a female.
Yeah.
So it has to be something, you know, neutral,
Versatile.
but
Yeah.
fun. So last year we played it, my husband, my son, my grandparents, and my aunt and uncle. And our son, he's 11. Well, last year he was 11 at Christmas. This is
I
hilarious.
remember. I remember
He
this story.
wanted he wanted this one particular thing. So it was a dice game. You roll the dice, you say the number, you pick a gift, but they're all wrapped in newspaper. We all individually put our items in the box, wrapped it with newspaper. Nobody knew what each other's gifts were, but we would pick one and you're going around the circle until everybody had a gift, yada yada. But you could steal people's gifts or you could pass them on based on the game, how it was going. My son wanted this particular one because it was a little bit heavy, not too big, not too small, but it was heavy and you could shake things. There was something going on. It was absolutely priceless. And I have never seen my grandfather. He's 87, 88 years old. I had never seen him laugh so hard. He cried. He was laughing so hard. My son got his gift, and in it was a jar of homemade pickled garlic and socks. And so now I got the socks in the bin for the kids when they come over during the winter time and they need extra socks. I mean, kids always need extra socks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it also then we come home, we ate the garlic, and now my husband has been making pickled garlic because it was that good. Well, you never
That's
know what you're
awesome.
gonna get.
That is so funny. I
Well,
love that. I
I just had
remember
to
you
share that
telling me
story
that.
because it is a great memory, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
So it's about making the memories, right? And that's what
Yeah.
I said. It's not about what's under the tree. It's about the laughter that you have, the time you
Yeah.
spend with one another, and the memories that you're going to. I mean, 10 years down the road, nobody is going to know, oh, I got that particular gift from that particular person. But they will
Yeah.
remember the story of opening up the garlic and the socks because it was funny.
Yeah. I know.
Right?
We we really love games in our house, and I really what I remember, I don't remember any of the presents I got when I was a kid.
No,
Not one.
no.
Um, but what I do remember is the same kind of thing, right? It's those moments where we went to my aunt and uncle's and my uncle played the saxophone or played the keyboard, or every
Mm,
Christmas we would have like family Scrabble games and stuff. So last year for Christmas I went and got Costco had this huge, massive, giant Scrabble board, and
yeah,
it's on a turntable, and it's just beautiful. So I got that last year. So we play that now every year. And
yeah,
yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Stuff is overrated.
It is.
It's
I
overrated.
agree. And it's also
Anyways.
like, I think for my own self, dialing it back for the kids.
Mhm.
Yes, it's nice for them to have a gift and stuff like that, but like also the true meaning of Christmas, right? So
Yeah.
it's not necessarily what's under the tree or how much is under the tree. It's about
Mhm.
family and being together and spending that time together and creating those memories, making those memories, right? So for me, that's very
Exactly.
important. And I like to, you know, that's a tradition that I would like to pass on down to my children and grandchildren
Yeah,
and so forth, right? So it's important.
I know. I agree.
Mhm.
It's, oh man, especially, there's no better time than right now when things are so difficult. I think our best Christmas was we could not do Christmas one year. We had one year prior to starting our online business here. We went through some really hard times and we had nothing. There was nothing. We had no money, no food, no fuel. We literally just had nothing. And we still put up the tree.
Mhm.
But we didn't have anything to put under it, which whatever. And Christmas Eve, somebody donated, like somebody just stopped at our house and donated just a few bags of stuff. And so, of course, like the kids were really little. We still have some little ones, so of course there's still a couple presents under the tree. But we had most of the kids were pretty little then, and so those small gifts went from Santa. Like there was nothing from Shane and I. And then on Christmas Day, we went to the hospital and took it as a moment to share with the kids what it's like to give Christmas.
Mhm.
when you can't,
Mm.
I mean, just because we couldn't have Christmas necessarily doesn't mean we couldn't go out and celebrate it in another way. So we went to the hospital and we went through the pediatric ward and went
Yeah.
through the seniors ward and, handed out and visited and stuff. And that is hands down my favorite Christmas to date.
Yeah.
The kids were just amazing, singing carols and playing games with seniors and having
Yeah.
conversations. And it's just, yeah, it's just about way more than
Yeah.
stuff.
It's and that's so special too, right? Because it also gives them the perspective of like, yeah, you're at home with your family and you have the Christmas tree and you have the togetherness, but there's people that are, you know, like
That
like the
don't.
people at the hospital that don't. They're at,
Yep.
who wants to spend Christmas in the hospital,
Yeah.
let alone longer periods of time, if they're in there for longer periods of time or, it's more than that, right? So
Yeah.
moments like that I find are super important as well because
Yeah.
it just goes to show that, there is life out there and things happen
Mhm. Yeah. I
beyond,
know.
you know, the four walls of your own home.
Yeah. Life happens. Life happens to us every single day, but it really is how you react to it.
Mhm.
Not everything needs to be all humdrum. There's ways to change it and make it a positive. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of the lessons I want my kids to take away is,
Yeah.
um, yeah. Anyways.
And I think that's the perfect segue into like our topic for today is like the next why of what, last week we talked about what motivated us to want to work online
Mhm.
and up until, when we come across this business. And today we're going to talk about what it was like after we clicked the learn more button, you know, before we
Yeah.
actually fully took full action into our
Yeah.
business and what that was like for us, what that part of our journey was in our online business journey. And for myself, like it, I I was really excited, but I was a little bit skeptical. I was like, okay, this is interesting, but I'm not too sure what's this all about. And then I shared it with my husband, and he's like, well, maybe they should just get to the point. Like, what is this?
Yeah. Right. I
Yeah.
don't know. I was I wasn't necessarily skeptical of the business because I knew when I came in, I knew my
Yeah.
mentors, right? I knew who they were. I had followed them for months on end. I'd met
Yeah.
them in person and they're genuine, like they're just the most genuine, down to earth people that I've ever met in my life at that point. And so I don't know if I was skeptical of the business so much as I was very skeptical of myself,
Yeah.
the role that I would play in it, and if
Yeah.
I could actually make this work.
Yeah.
That self-doubt, right? That all
Yeah.
that turmoil came into me like, "Ugh, I don't know if I can," but so I was kind of on the opposite side of you. Just
Mhm.
and I think I have that different perspective simply because I knew the people when, I signed into it.
I think for myself, I have to be clear. Where when I say when I was skeptical, I wasn't skeptical of the business model itself. I was more skeptical of like, okay, this is a new territory for me. So when I come across, on my news feed, the learn more button, the story in the learn more button, I was like, this really resonates me. So I clicked the learn more and, I put my name and email in for more information. And then I'm like, okay, like this is interesting. This is interesting. And then when I started communicating with the lady on the other side of the story,
Mm,
that's the part where I was like, okay, like she's actually a real person. Like this is pretty incredible. So that's where the skeptical part of me was like, it wasn't about the whole business model. It was more about like, I'd never experienced something like that before,
yeah.
So I had a little bit of like
New things are
guard up.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
New things are scary. New
Yeah.
opportunities are scary. It's no
Yeah.
different than if you go out seeking a new job in real life. Like
And you
if
go
I
for that
go and
first
hand
interview.
Yeah, you go and you hand in your resume, you ask for the manager, you hope you've made a good impression, you
Yeah.
hope they call you back, you hope you get to go in for the interview. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh, you got the job. Now it's your first day. Oh my gosh, I hope they like me. Then you've got three
Yeah.
months probation. Oh my gosh, like there's just all this, and it's
Yeah.
no different when you start.
No.
I mean, it's different, but it's not different when you start working online because you still have all these feelings and emotions to work through. You're meeting new people, you're trying new things, you're learning new things.
Mhm.
Um,
The steps
and
are
yeah,
similar too. It's just in
yeah,
a different way.
yeah, yeah, I know. It's crazy when you think of it like that, right? Like
Mhm.
it actually isn't much different.
No, it's not.
Except,
And
I mean, I'm interviewing myself.
but I think about this all the time because these are real conversations that I have with people and people that have come to me and be like, this, that, and the other thing. It's like, so it's no different than someone inquiring about what I do or wanting to learn more and clicking that learn more button is no different than me going to the review page on a hotel website or
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Me going to the review page on such and such, or me going and asking the questions to learn a little bit more about whatever particular business, no matter what it is. I mean, do you, as a person, just go and, you know, for me personally, when
even
I'm looking for a hotel, I look at the reviews. I don't just look at the pictures because the pictures don't really sell
yeah,
the whole picture.
I do the same. And it's like when I'm trying to figure out where we're going to go out for dinner or where
Yep.
we're going to get takeout, I do the
Yep.
same thing. I look and I go and I look at the menus to see, do they
Hmm.
have kids menus? What do they
Yep.
have? Like, is there stuff that we're all going to eat? Like, I mean, I research the
Yep.
poo out of things. I am like, yeah, when it's toys for birthdays, presents, Christmas, whatever,
Whatever it
absolutely
is.
everything I will go through. Yeah.
And so then when we're
Same with
going to a higher ticket item like a car, you know,
mm,
you don't just go buy the first car that you like because you see it and it looks pretty.
yeah.
You're going to do a little bit of homework. You're going to learn
I
more.
actually I actually bought the first one. But I really, really liked it. And we had done some research ahead of
Yeah.
time, but no, I liked it. The everything in life just kind of fell in order.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
And I just knew that that was the car. It just something in me was, but we had done a bit of research. But it's no different than, yeah, you go out and I
But
don't know.
you had that same feeling of you were drawn to that
Mhm.
particular thing for a particular reason for whatever was going on in your
Yep.
lifetime. People come across our stories and our videos and the things that we're sharing online because they're attracted to that.
Yep.
It's showing up in their news feed because they're looking for something particular that we might be able to offer them, but they don't know until they learn more
Yeah.
and take the time to learn more. When you click that learn more button and you go and you check out the complimentary webinar, it's 90 minutes of your time,
Yep.
right?
I always tell people if you can't take 90 minutes to check out the webinar, which is free, there's no strings attached. Um, if you can't take 90 minutes, then you definitely this is probably not something that's for you because you have to
Yep.
still set up things and you still have to learn and you have to put some time into it because it's
Mhm.
new and it's no different than a brick and mortar. You have to grow your business. The
Mhm.
only difference is that if you go and you own a franchise, you might have some supports, but you're still pretty much on your own to get that running.
Mhm.
We are not.
Mhm.
We have like this amazing community and we're very lucky locally because we have a group of women that we get together with.
Yep.
There are men allowed in this business, guys, just throwing that out there. But we just happen to we just happen to have a group of women all in this area, and it's a really beautiful thing to
Mhm.
be a part of something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you don't have 90 minutes to watch the webinar, then you don't, maybe you're just not ready.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't for you for right now, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I only watched the webinar one time and only because my mentors were like, you have to watch that webinar first. And I was like, okay, fine. Because of course I knew them. So I was like, just tell me what's going on. But I'm glad I did, because then, I got to see other people. And I think when I watched the webinar, there was a lot of people from Alberta, which is where we're from. And I was like, oh, like they're
Yeah.
not from Timbuktu and, wherever else. Um, and it was great to hear their stories and whatnot. But
Mhm.
at the same time, when it came time for me to get, bring people in and da da da, I had seen that step. I didn't skip any steps.
No.
And so I'm grateful that they made me watch the webinar just for that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So how many times have you been on the other side of watching the webinar and then been on the panel to share your stories?
So I was only on one time last
Mhm.
November. I
Yeah.
didn't go on at all this year. Um, it was just so crazy this year. I didn't want to throw anything extra in, but next year I'm on, what did I say, 3 or 4 times? I think 3 times. I've scheduled myself to be on the webinar next year. So 3 times I will be on that 90-minute webinar sharing my story. And then you host it now.
Yeah,
Gosh.
I have been a presenter sharing my testimony on, I think, 3 or 4 times over the past 6 years, and I have now. It will be my next month in December. I'm hosting it again, and it'll be my third time hosting. And
That's amazing.
just a side note, it is not a recommendation to do this business to be on the panel, to be a
Yeah.
presenter or be a host, but it is an actual gift to be able to do that, to be on and present your testimony for people to hear how it's been for you in your journey. Because
Yeah.
every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, when they do the live um, webinar, there is real people just like Charlene and I, and they're from all around the world sharing their testimony of what it's been like for them in their business journey. And it's so different for everyone because everyone has such a different life and a different reason for why they wanted to do this business, and how it's been for them in their story, right? Everyone is so different, and that's the most beautiful part about it, is just hearing the diversity of the people, but also like how it's been in their life, like
Yeah.
what impact it's had for them personally, right?
It's really
Isn't that
beautiful
cool?
to see that so many people from different lifestyles, different
Mhm.
ethnicities, different backgrounds, different everything
Yeah,
have had different challenges and different struggles and, these
yeah,
obstacles in their life, but at the same time we've all come together
yeah,
for a very common reason.
yeah, exactly.
We want more money, we want more time, we
Yeah,
want, da 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 da, right? So,
yeah,
um, when push comes to shove, we're all here for the same thing. We want to help each other, we want to help others, we want to help ourselves, we want to
yeah.
help our families. But yeah, it took me a long time to get on the webinar. Just I get a lot of like anxiety and pressure. I'm just so scared to say the wrong thing or mess up or like make, and I mean, we can go live on our page, which is
Mhm.
crazy to me. I can go live on a page and I've got 7,000 people that follow us, and who knows who comes on or whatever to watch this, um but I can't go on a webinar to like
Yeah,
hundreds of people.
yeah,
Like, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I did one last year. I've committed to 3 this coming year. So,
nice.
and
That's so
then
exciting.
yeah, and I mean, if you guys sign in on my webpage, if you ever sign up for the webinar on my page, I actually have that one time
Yeah,
on my thank you page. So you can check it out. And Jennifer, I'm sure you probably have one on yours that you've done. Yeah. So if you
yeah,
sign into Jennifer's, then you can see us share our story on the webinar.
yeah.
It's pretty
That's
exciting.
it is very exciting, and I mean, really, it's like we said, it's 90 minutes of your time, and it costs you nothing, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, time slips away so fast that if
Mhm.
that 90 minutes could then change the direction that your life goes in the days to come, I mean, you're never going to be able to, you're never going to, the value of that 90 minutes far outweighs the time lost, in my opinion. You don't know until you know.
Yeah. I always have people ask why they have to watch the 90-minute webinar.
Hmm.
And it's a really great first step. And it's really amazing that the automation of our business
Yeah.
can allow us to send you to this webinar, because
Yeah.
if we are talking to 6 or 7 different people a day and we spend 90 minutes each person, that really defeats the purpose of us doing this automated online business.
Yeah.
Because then we're totally committed and our time is totally committed to talking to new people and talking to, leads and
Yeah.
sending information and giving information. And the point of us doing this was because we wanted to take back our time
Yeah.
and have more freedoms to be with our kids and with our families and doing the things we enjoy. So that 90-minute webinar is really amazing because it allows us to keep that automation and keep that freedom in our life.
Yeah.
But we're still here.
Yeah.
I always tell people, watch the webinar and reach out afterwards if you have any questions.
Yeah.
Because you might have questions that are all answered in the webinar, you might not, but at least then I know you've done your due diligence, you've taken that first step. And when you come to me with your questions, it's because you've educated yourself and because
Yeah.
you're serious. You're ready for this, right? You're ready to take that next step.
Exactly. Exactly. I completely agree. And it's just been an amazing, the system in itself, the way it's laid out, and just taking that step to take that time and click the learn more and do your own due diligence.
Yeah.
I mean, we all got to start somewhere. And it's no
Yeah.
different that if you were going to start any other business, you would start learning more at whatever that particular spot is for that particular avenue that you're going to go down.
Yeah.
So for this avenue, if you're looking for something online, why not
Yeah.
click the learn more, put your name and email in, and if you want to learn more, Charlene has her learn more button on her page. I have my learn more button on my page. All you have to do is click the learn more, put your name and email in. We will personally send you an email, and we go live every Tuesday and Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You can look that up for your respective time zone. But the replay is always available. So as soon as you don't have to wait for the Tuesday and Thursday to watch it live. That's an
You
option.
can watch it at your convenience anytime.
And as soon as like Charlene said too, as soon as you register your name and email and you go to the next page, the thank you page, there's a video there, and Charlene has her testimony on there. I have my testimony on mine, and we'd love for you to be able to just at least do that step. Give yourself that gift of that step.
Yeah, I know. We didn't even talk about our why really today.
Well,
okay, so before we go, okay, so when we hit that learn more button, I don't think my why changed right away, but it changed not too long after because I realized the potential, and I realized that my why was like, whoa, I was setting the bar really low. Once I hit that learn more and started learning about the business more and started meeting people in the community and being a part of this whole bigger picture, my bar for my why went like it's gone.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree. And that made me think too, like when I clicked the learn more, I was excited.
Mm-hmm.
The curiosity then shifted to excitement, and I'm like, ooh,
something in my gut said you have to do this.
Yeah,
and exactly. I don't listen to my gut, but when I listen to my gut, it 9 times out of 10 I'll listen to it, and that one time I didn't listen to it, it's a regret.
Yeah.
So
Right?
I listened to it, and gosh, it's been 4.5 years. I can't even believe. So not yesterday, sorry guys, 2 days ago, I'm going to throw this out there. Our community turned 7 years old.
Yep.
7. So we made it through COVID. We've made it through all of these different struggles in the economy and in the world. We are still growing
Mm-hmm.
exponentially.
Yeah.
And our community is growing and our businesses are growing. And we just 7 years. Like, how does that even happen?
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. And yeah, I've been here for 4.5 of it, and it's been an incredible journey. And I have never stuck with anything other than my marriage and my kids this long.
And this is something too that speaks volumes, because this summer, when we had our convention this summer,
Yeah.
our community was growing so much that the founder flew in from Japan to
Yep.
come meet our community.
Yeah.
Like, if that doesn't speak volumes, I don't know what is.
I still see that moment when he just took it upon himself to walk up on stage and shake the hands of everybody up there.
Yep.
Like, that was just, it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like, it speaks volumes for the community. It speaks volumes for the leaders. It speaks volumes for the company as a whole,
Yeah.
and it's pretty amazing to be a part of it.
Yeah. Because we are a part of the #1 growing online business community out there.
Yeah.
I love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
I know. It's incredible. I mean, I have to say, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. There's been
No.
definitely some valleys, but there has been peaks, and it's pushed me to be a better person every single day.
Yep. Yeah. Well, nothing is perfect, right?
No.
Even, everybody always says practice makes perfect.
Mhm.
I've even changed that with my kids. I'm like, no, we can never be perfect at something.
Yeah.
You could be, for sure. For 6 months, you could be perfect, and then you make a mistake. Well, then you're not perfect, right? But practice makes progress, and progress gets you to success.
And
And
experience
success is
creates
like
growth.
ever flowing in this
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And experience creates growth.
Yeah.
So if you don't experience something, how are you ever going to know if it's right for you, wrong for you, if it's,
Yeah.
if the shoe's going to fit, And
Yeah.
how
And
else are you going to meet amazing people like Charlene and I?
right? We're fun. We're a lot
We
of
are
fun.
fun. We are a lot of fun. And we just don't think we're ourselves are fun, but the people around us think we're pretty fun too.
Yeah. So we'll take it. You should come hang out with us
I
one
mean,
day.
I'm not tooting my own horn. A lot of people have tooted my horn for me. So it's actually helped me to see how cool I am.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. I don't know. We're just kind of going for
We're going
something
to
else
our
with the
next
whys.
we're going to the third part of our why.
Joined the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a pretty incredible journey. Oh my goodness. If you guys are out there, before we hop off, if you're struggling with something, if you are struggling with a decision, or there's just something in your path and you're not sure which direction, I suggest that so this whole why series kind of stems, and one thing that we're big on in our community and in our businesses is your why. So I encourage you all to sit down and ask yourself why 5 times, a minimum of 5 times. Because when you ask yourself why 5 times, you're going to get through all that superficial crap,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to get down and you're going to dive deep into what the real meaning of what you're looking for is.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will help you make a decision for this week. And coming into the new year, even, take your time, don't rush, but ask yourself why 5 times and get down to the real meaning of the nitty gritty. And that's basically what we've kind of been doing here. So, and share with us next week.
Exactly. So a recap, for the past couple of weeks of our why, starting from the beginning of what motivated us to want to take the online journey was, for myself, I wanted to be able to spend more time with my family and my loved ones, but still be able to earn an income, to be able to help contribute financially.
Yeah.
So then to the next step of why did I click that learn more button was because I was curious. What was this business model and what could it do for me and my family and my lifestyle to change?
And for me, the reason why I kind of started looking online, oh my gosh, there was so many things. I think I went on and on about this last week,
Mhm.
but it really came down to my kids. And I
Yeah.
wanted to be a yes mom. I didn't want to have to look at them and tell them they couldn't eat because we didn't have food. I didn't want to ration the food. I didn't, that kind of stuff. I wanted them to be able to go to the parties and do all the things and have all the things within reason. I'm not going to buy them everything, but I wanted to be able to say yes more.
Mhm.
And when I went to look at that, when I clicked on the learn more, it really was because nothing was changing and I had already tried so much. I felt like I had nothing else to lose.
Mhm.
And when I hit that learn more and saw the webinar, that was when my gut feeling kicked in like,
Yep.
this is it.
Yep.
And then next week, stay tuned.
Yeah. If you want to hear a little bit more about our journey, come back.
Yeah.
Same time, same place.
Yeah, come have a chat with
Next
us
Monday.
and share your whys
Mhm.
and share your struggles.
Yep.
And yeah, let's have a conversation.
Yep. Anyways,
Have a
have a
good week,
great
you guys.
day. Have a fabulous week ahead, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye for now.
Bye.